Hey, that looks correct. Correct resolution, at least. Hmm. Okay, cool. Finally, can get started. Sorry about that. I barely know what I'm doing here, so. Give me like 20 more seconds to finish some stuff, and then we'll be ready to get started. Cool. Okay, so got some neat stuff to show you guys. Thanks for stopping by. There's a couple things that I could be working on today, and I'm not sure which one I should do. So I will show you guys some of the stuff that I have been working on, and you can let me know if any of it is particularly interesting, if it's something that I should show y'all more about on stream. So first things first, if you have played Twilight Princess, you will remember the ball and chain item. And this is something that I've been trying to bring into OoT with some success. Right now it's replacing the long shot. So it doesn't, obviously the physics simulation is kind of jacky, but it's got the basics. So instead of a ball and chain, I decided to do an anchor and chain. And the reason for that is, let me actually show you this. Some milestone planning stuff. Yeah, so one of the dungeons that I want to do is this like abandoned ghost shipyard. If you played Dark Souls 2, the No Man's Wharf area is kind of like the vibe that I'm going for. So this is just some concept art for how I want it to look. The dungeon itself will be this like giant decayed wooden ship, and you enter up through the gangway and fight like, I don't know, skeletons or something like that. And this will be like a relatively early game dungeon. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if instead of a ball and chain, it's an anchor and chain? So that's how we landed here. So yeah, this is using a physics simulation. Right now it's in this like swing state. Normally this would be swinging around Link's head, obviously, and then I can throw it. Throwing doesn't work great, but it'll get there. Give me a couple more weeks on it, and I'll have it working. But yeah, it'll be a cool anchor, cool item. This will replace the Megaton Hammer, I think. So there'll be no more Megaton Hammer, and you'll be able to use the ball and chain instead. Oh, and it's got, I think I also have the retract. I can make it like come back to you. Yeah, whoop, suck it back up. Yeah, maybe. There we go. So this is kind of the like state machine that I mocked up for how this can work. This was back when I was still thinking I was going to do the ball and chain, and it's basically the exact same as Twilight Princess with one change. When you press the C button, you'll take the ball out, and then that lets you like walk around really slow with it. If you hold C, you start swinging it above your head, and that turns on the hitbox. So you can kind of use it as like an AoE attack, like if you're getting swarmed by enemies, start swinging it around and mow them down. And when you release C, if you've been swinging it for long enough, it will do this throw forward attack, which is like the traditional Twilight Princess that you're all familiar with. Then it hits a wall or something, or hits an enemy, or like reaches the end of the chain or bonks in some other way, and then it falls back into this neutral state. And then you can do the retract, where you yank the thing back towards you. You can start all over it again. The new thing that I'm considering adding is this like forward smash attack or a ground slam. And I don't really have a diagram here, but you can probably imagine like what a ground slam would look like. So when you're swinging it around, instead of, if you're swinging for less than 1 second, instead of returning back to just holding it, it would do the ground slam attack. So you could use it just like the hammer if you needed to, by just tapping the C button, and that would smash the thing down in front of you. Or you can hold the C button, and that'll let you charge it up and do like a ranged attack with the throw. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Sorry, I don't have chat on all of my monitors, so let me catch up and read here. Does it sync like in Iron Boots? No, it does not currently, but that's probably makes sense. If you take the anchor out in water, you should probably just sink to the bottom, right? That's a good point. Custom ball and chain soldier in this mod. I don't know. We may, yeah. In Twilight Princess, right, you get the ball and chain from a ball and chain enemy, so we might do something like that. But at the moment, I can only focus on so many things at a time, and right now I'm just focusing on making the item work. Can you move while swinging it? Good question. I don't know. I don't know if you should be allowed to. Part of the problem that I'm running into with some of the movement mechanics is we only have one stick on the N64, right? With Twilight Princess, you had a separate stick to kind of like look around with. We don't have that. We just have the one control stick. So aiming the thing is pretty awkward. And what I think the way I think I'm going to handle that is, actually, let me go back to this diagram. If you are not Z targeting and you throw the ball, it's just going to be like a laser beam straight out of your forehead, and wherever Link is looking, the ball is going to leave from in front of him and go forward in that direction. However, if you are Z targeting something, then I can like use that and send the ball at that target instead. So you won't be able to like, I don't know, it's not going to be as, probably won't feel as good to walk around while you're using this weapon. But I'll see how I can like tune that and change it to make it feel good. Yeah, this is gonna be a hammer replacement. Might be too OP if moving with it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it could use magic or some other consequence. All of those balance questions we'll have to find answers to later once I get the physics working. So that is the first piece that I've been working on. Second, that I kind of hinted at already, was this dungeon. I haven't even started on it, so this would be like bare bones from the beginning. I have like a map actually somewhere. Let me pull up my hilarious sketch for what this dungeon layout is going to look like. Give me just a sec. Find this. Oh yeah, here we go. Ship. This is my fantastic layout skills. So ship would be like 4 levels. There'd be a boss chamber towards the back, which is would be like back in this area of the ship, kind of like the captain's quarters. But this would be currently either the second or the third dungeon in the game. So kind of on the smaller side, like about as complex as the Deku Tree, or maybe like in between Deku Tree and Jabu, somewhere around there. So there wouldn't be a whole lot going on here. Probably like 8 to 12 rooms total. No mini boss, but there would be kind of an easier main boss here. And the key item for the dungeon would be the anchor and chain. And instead of like defeating an enemy to get the anchor and chain, I thought it'd be cool if, like, you know, you find it and then just like hulk the thing off the deck of the ship and then start using it as a weapon. I thought that would be really fun. Destroyable items only with the anchor. Yeah, I think we'll have some stuff that only the anchor can destroy, kind of the same way that you have some props that only the hammer can interact with. How's level design been going? Decent. Level design is not my strong suit. So for reference, if you have played the demo of Indigo or seen it played, which I assume you have, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. Everything I completed that demo start to finish in the span of 2 months, and everything except the Skyloft Ruins dungeon took 1 month, and then just the Skyloft dungeon itself took the other month. So it's like a very disproportionate time investment working on dungeons versus working on everything else. Like a much better programmer than I am a designer, I hope. Would taking it have an effect on the level? That's kind of a cool idea. I didn't really consider that. I imagine a ship this size, probably not. But yeah, maybe there could be some kind of neat segment where when you pick it up, it, like, I don't know, shifts the deck in some way or changes some part of the dungeon. That'd be really neat. Cool. Let me do get a little bit more gameplay going here. I can show some more of like the state machine for the ball and chain. And then get started working on it. I need to make some animations. So like when you're swinging it over your head. Uh-oh. Okay, well, found something to fix already. Can't get rid of the bombs. Why is that happening? Old actor? Yeah, man, been doing good, Leo. It's been really fun to work on this. Smash a mast, using that as a bridge to other shipwrecks and locations. Yeah, that is a cool idea. I actually have an actor already created that is, if you remember, like that giant that weird pillar in Shadow Temple where you bomb it and then it like falls down over a gap and then you can use it as a bridge. I've made a couple different versions of that to use in different scenarios. So one of them can be like you knock this thing over and then use it as a bridge. That'll be neat. Okay, let's figure out why I can't drop the bomb. What have I done? Hold ball and chain. Is this getting called? Let me just test this out real quick. It is not C++. Ocarina of Time is in straight C, and it is not fun. C was the first language I ever learned 15-something years ago, and I thought I was done with it, but here we are. No, it's not getting called. How's the game audio, by the way? Is it like too loud? Can you can hear the game audio? Any of the plans for any of the dungeons are influenced by Oracle of Seasons. Yes. So I did drop a lot of like Oracle references to places throughout the demo, and we tend to expand on that. Now, as far as like layout of the dungeons, maybe not, because it might be kind of difficult to translate a 2D dungeon layout into a 3D space that makes sense. So don't know about that, but we could directly have more, or excuse me, more like indirect references and just kind of like theming and inspiration. Okay, let me see what's going on with the game audio. Let me fix that real quick. Yeah, this is the first time I've tried streaming on YouTube, so forgive me for gonna have a few snags at the start. Okay, so you guys are not getting any audio from that. Let me see if I can figure out why not. Oh, here we go. Hopefully it was that easy. Can you hear now? Do some stuff in here. Cool. Okay. This is a quick test. Have I gotten so good at pushing Ocarina of Time to its absolute limits? A lot of people have done a lot of work before I even came onto the scene, and they made it way easier. If I had not had a tremendous amount of help along the way, I would not be doing this. Yeah, magnet gloves would be neat. Do we need any extra hand with modeling? Yeah, modeling's kind of a tricky part. I'm not fantastic at it. I can do a little bit of environment modeling. You might notice this new Link model that we have, which is absolutely stunning. I'm in love with this thing. I did not make this. This was granted to the project for use by Skylar. Let me link his YouTube channel here. He has just a ton of really cool content, and he's a fantastic modeler. So he built this new Link model for us. Trying to he's unfortunately he's fairly busy with some other things, but yeah, hopefully I can convince him to do some more work for us, because his work is really solid. Yeah, magnetic gloves would be neat. Can't remember if I said that already. I have thought about them, but I don't know how they would work in a 3D space. I don't know if I want to go all the way to like Breath of the Wild style magnesis. That might be more work that I'm willing to commit to, and anything less might just feel half-baked. So magnetic gloves, I'm still unsure of. I think it would be hard to do them well enough to feel like a real item. So with items in particular, my personal bar for quality is pretty high. Like, I want every item to feel good enough that it could have existed in the base game if they chose to include it. And I think I've done a decent job of hitting that bar, the stuff that I have so far, but there are certain items that I have intentionally, I've written them off because I don't feel like I would be able to pull them off well enough. The double claw shots from Twilight Princess is another one of those that would be really cool to have, but might not be possible. Why was Link moving so fast? Yeah, so that's actually a mechanic that I have in the game, which kind of a funny story behind why it exists. Let me pull up the game here again real quick. So if you have your weapons put away, like your sword and shield, you'll move at a faster speed, and if you pull them out, you move a little bit slower. It also works for like if you have a two-handed item, you'll move a little slower. But if you are only holding a one-handed item, like the bow, you'll still be able to move at the faster speed rate. So the reason I did this is kind of selfish. I started making this. So if I go way back, one of the inspirations that I had to get into Zelda modding in the first place was watching a stream from ZFG playing Nimpai's Adventure. I was like, dang, I want to do that. And now I am. But I hate this. And just like people that are good at Zelda, just like backwalking, rolling everywhere, side hopping to move faster, it drives me crazy. So I made it so that the fastest way of travel is just like normal forward running, so I can watch the game in peace. And when people play this, I don't have to listen to all that screaming and rolling and, you know, trying to figure out where they're going, but when they're moving backwards and stuff like that. So that's the origin of this change. Purely selfish, but I kind of like it. How does this code modding differ from Majora's Mask? I wish I could tell you. I don't know a whole lot about Majora's Mask. All I can say is that Ocarina of Time has reached 100% on the decomp project, and that is what I use as the base for my mod. Majora's Mask is not quite there yet. I want to say Majora's Mask is at like 60 or 70%, so another year or two, and I think we'll start seeing some folks doing some more aggressive Majora's Mask modding. Yeah, magnetic puzzles is a cool idea. I do like that. Are any bosses going to be custom? Yes. Right now my goal is 2, possibly 3 fully custom bosses. Obviously the final boss is going to be custom, and probably one other one. And then maybe a third one if like somebody on the team has a really good idea for a boss that they want to do. The only reason I'm limiting it to that is like feasibility constraints. I haven't announced this yet, but my goal release date for this project is the end of next year. So December 31st, 11:59 p.m. 2023. I hope to be done with the project and release the full game. So there's just no way I can meet that goal if I'm doing like another full 9 custom bosses, because they're really expensive. They're super time consuming to make. So probably 2, maybe 3. All the other bosses in the game will be modified vanilla bosses. The one thing I will say is there will be no bosses that are just like straight rips from vanilla OOT. They will be modified in some way to make them feel fresh. What emulating platform is this for? I use Project 64, but there are tons and tons of other emulators. This is like the main one I use for testing because it has really great debugging features. Actually, let me show you. I can connect my debugger here, or excuse me, not my debugger, my console. Can go in and connect this, start this script. Get that started. Go to one of the scenes here, so you can see all of this this like stuff happening in the screen here. These are the original like debug strings and messages from the game, and I'm able to like dump them out to a console when I'm running the game, so I can see things. And this is largely just help with like when things are going wrong, and I've got, you know, some nasty thing that I'm trying to track down. I can put some write some stuff out to the console so I can see a little bit more of what's going on. Oh, can I show the shield model? Yeah. So this is the shield. This is a new one that I created myself, actually, with the help of a very talented friend called Stable Diffusion, which is an AI art generator. Actually, if you look, if I jump back here to the concept art, you know, this for the shipyard and for the boat, I also created this with Stable Diffusion. And I guess I might as well show this other biome that we have in the plans, this poison mushroom swamp. All of this concept art I generated with Stable Diffusion. So that's where that shield model comes from. Well, the texture at least. What sort of enemy models would I want if you had the luxury of time, extra helpers? Great question. There are some other enemies from like other Zelda games that I think would be cool to bring in. But on the other hand, I think like we have the opportunity to make whatever we want here. So we can deviate from classic enemies and make our own new stuff. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I haven't really thought a whole lot about enemy design. We have 2 new enemies in progress, but we have not really like gone very far on designing the rest of them. Did you put like Zelda Shield into the AI? Sort of. It wasn't quite that easy. It took me like a long while to get decent results from the prompt generator. Yeah, I for the longest time I was just getting absolute garbage, and I finally started to like, you know, learn the science behind how to make a good text prompt to get the results that you want. All right, let's figure out what's going on with this. Why can't I throw the bomb? This a little faster. Additional sword combat techniques? Not really. I think I want to enhance combat in a slightly different way. Rather than having like different sword techniques, there would be enemy resistances to certain items. Like the sword does slash damage, or if you're crouching into a crouch stab, that's doing pierce damage. But if you are hitting somebody with a hammer, that's doing blunt damage, right? So I want to have way more resistances to different damage types. And if you've ever played like the Doom reboots, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, the combat in those games is all about like using the right tool for the job. Like each demon is weak to a certain strategy, and that's sort of the direction I want to go in with combat for OOT, where you need to use the right weapons, the right items to defeat enemies. Okay. I get rid of this thing. Hold actor. Is there like a throw? Like a throw actor? Put down or throw actor. That sounds correct. No scorpion enemies. Yeah, scorpions would be cool. That's a really good idea. Crawling on walls too. I like that a lot. Oh, you know what? This might be related to. Okay, I think I know what's happening, but I don't know how to fix it yet. Let me pull down the scene that I'm in here. Okay. Yeah, scorpion endings would be really slick in the desert. Actor, what was the name? What's the name of this actor? Is it just Dig Spot? No. BG Dig Spot? Yeah, there it is. Actor BG Dig Spot. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah. It's not like, why is it so... Oh, it's like floating up. Hey DGR, cool. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I'm a big fan of your content as well, so I was happy to see you drop in. Yeah. Okay, so this is the other new item that I created. You'll see when I approach this thing, it gives me this dig prompt. You'll notice that there are no more magic beans. They've been replaced with a rock's feather. So I needed some way to take use of these patches of ground, and I decided to do a shovel, so you can dig items out of them. Isn't that neat? And I think this is actually what's interfering with being able to throw the bombs. Doesn't seem like it would be related, but I think it is. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I was thinking the lore. So it's actually the like Dampé's shield or Dampé's shovel model that I'm using for that, and I want to have like when you get the item in game, the shovel item, there'll be some flavor text lore about how this once belonged to a legendary gravekeeper or something cheesy like that. Yeah. If you want to see some truly astounding code, take a look at the Decomp project. There are this is an easy conditional, right? There's only like 3 layers of nesting. That's nothing. You should see how insane some of this stuff gets. Take that spot. Stay one holding after. I feel like this has got to be what is messing me up. Something to do with the digging, but I don't know. I don't know in what capacity. It's kind of the annoying and slow part, so I apologize. This is what you all are subject to seeing right now. Debugging is pretty painful in this. It mostly consists of dropping in some console.writes in various locations and hoping you can figure it out from there. Yeah, the other thing to keep in mind, like the original devs for OoT. Nope. For a lot of them, this was probably not only their first time working in 3D, but probably also their first time working with C. So whenever I come across like really nasty functions and I'm like tearing my hair out thinking, why on earth would anyone do this? I try to keep that in mind. Got them a little slack, they didn't know, they were brand new to this, so they still managed to get a somewhat functioning game out of it, so they must have been doing something right. I'm not using Z64 ROM. Yeah, the other thing, so this file that I'm in right now, zplayer, is kind of the main, they're called overlays, but really this is just like, you sort of think of it like a class from an OO language. This is the main overlay for Link, and all of his logic lives in this file, and it is enormous. 17,000 lines. It's like it's so huge that sometimes my IDE here just has trouble even navigating the thing. So very, very difficult to work with. Okay, okay. That's a good clue. Start throw actor. So we're in here. Player throw actor. Mm. Uh-oh. Compiler error. Huh? Oh. Left that eye. Not interrupted. Why is he not letting go of the bomb? It's playing the throw sound effect, playing some other sound effect, held actor setting, rotation, speed, velocity, set up held item upper action func. Maybe this is where it's supposed to be letting go. I was going lone wolf up until the release of the first demo because I didn't want to bring other people onto the project and then end up canceling it if nobody was interested. But fortunately, that was not the case. The demo was way way better received than I could have ever hoped for. So it really motivated me to keep working on it. And after that point, I did bring on a couple other folks onto the team. Right now, primarily we have myself and 2 other programmers, and we have a couple folks that are doing some scene work and music as well. So like 5 to 6 people. Not everybody's on it, you know, kind of like quote unquote full time like I am. A lot of them have other projects that they're working on. So detach held actor. This is supposed to be doing stuff. Oh, oh, I see the problem. Oh my god, that's infuriating. Okay, held actor, not even all. Okay, so the bug is I'm not releasing it, and it's because of this if statement right here. You'll see there's this not player holds hookshot. That's because when Link fires the hookshot in game, it's actually like he's throwing the hookshot. Like it follows the same code path as him like throwing it or, you know, getting rid of it in some other way. So this held actor function has a special case to not do that if it's the hook shot. And I've been kind of using the hook shot as my reference item for the ball and chain because they share a lot of behaviors. You can see what the mistake is. This says not player holds hook shot. And I forgot that little bang. So now we should be able to throw bombs again. Yeah, thanks a lot, Antonio. I was seeing that. I really appreciate that. Do not speak Portuguese, so aha, we can throw bombs. Fantastic. That'll be nice. I'm very excited. I've got some folks volunteered for French and German as well. So when this is finally released, I'll be really looking forward to doing some localization stuff. I'll probably, when it gets a little closer, I'll probably like publish a big spreadsheet for help with fan translations and stuff like that, and then I can make like official patches for each version. All right, let's get rid of all of these. Cool. Such a simple bug, right? I can't throw bombs. Why not? But this is the process that I go through pretty much all day. Is I make one change and I feel like it shouldn't affect anything, and then later turns out that I've broken a couple other things that I thought were completely unrelated. Do you patch glitches such as super slides? Yes and no. I'm not sure how much about the glitches I want to reveal. There are some glitches that are patched, some of them that are left untouched, and some of them that are made even easier to do because they are really fun. And I think that's all I want to say about it. Actually, I can't help myself. I will show you one that I think is really hilarious. Just one though, because it's kind of a low impact glitch. I need to find a torch. Where has a torch? Decotree has a torch somewhere. Why is Link voice lower pitched? Good catch. The story for this game is that it takes place 20-ish years after the events of Majora's Mask. Okay. See if I can pull this off on the first try here. Oops, that's not correct. Second try. This is the flame storage glitch, right? Let's see if I did it correctly. So no more flame storage, and Tail shames you for being ridiculous if you try to do this glitch. So there are a couple instances of things like that. Yeah, he does look good for 30, right? I think we'll try to age him up a little bit more. I'm not sure exactly what that entails. I think maybe give him like a little more bulk, more muscular. Because another part of the plot is that he's been living in the mountains for like 30 years, or not 30 years, ever since whatever. So surviving in the mountains, you're gonna build a little bit more huskiness, I guess. Cool. Anyway, got the bomb issue corrected. All right. Okay. If you guys will give me just a couple quick seconds, I'm gonna run to the restroom. I will be right back. Let's say 5:40. Sorry. See you soon. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, West Coast. I live in California. Though I didn't always. I actually grew up in Ohio and then moved out here for my real job, which sadly is not game development, although I've been having so much fun with this in the past 6 months that I may have to reconsider that. would be kind of neat. Yeah, I think at some point we'll start replacing more of like the audio samples. I haven't really gotten into doing that yet. Right now, I think just pitch shifting his voice down. Let me actually show you where that happens. Play voice. Oh, right here. Play voice SFX for age. Yeah, super super simple. Every time it plays one of his voice sound effects, I shift, give it a little bit of a frequency downgrade, 0.93, and just a touch of reverb, and that is my temporary band-aid until we have new voice recordings for a more age-appropriate voice. I have a Discord where I publish some news. Yes and no. It is not my Discord, but the Hylian Modding Discord. There is a channel in the Hylian Modding Discord which you can join. And I don't have a link to that. Maybe somebody else has a link in chat to share. But yeah, there's an Indigo channel on that Discord, and that's where all of my public communication happens. How do you get items like Pegasus boots and Rock's feather in game? I don't know. I don't know how you're going to get them yet. That is a little bit further down the line. What do I plan to use for replacing the audio samples? That will just be done through decomp. However, using the audio decomp stuff. Drop in some wave files and go from there. Okay, the main thing that I was gonna work on, which now it's been like almost an hour of just, messing around. I need to make some animations for Link in the anchor. In particular, I wanted to start on the swinging one. So this, I can show you the rig that I've got put together here for Link. I spent a lot of time on this rig. I'm certainly not like a professional rigger or animator or anything like that, but gives me some good controls. So it's very, very easy to make new animations. You can kind of see I have IK set up for the feet and the hands. Do all kinds of fun stuff. Even just moving this one control point right at his hips can already get some interesting looking poses. And I am able to import. Maybe I don't want to show off this animation just yet. Anchor swim, open chest. Yeah, so let me scale this out. So yeah, you can see I can play all the vanilla animations in here. This one's the loop of him running with the shield out. Yeah, you get the idea. Anchor swing. That's where we're starting. So I'm thinking first he's gonna like hold this out in front of him, and then start swinging it that way. Try that. Some crazy stuff going on with the elbow pole here. Pull that guy out down to the side. Why would you be holding this? I guess it's like at eye level. If I'm imagining this, he's probably got his hands up here, right? Yeah, probably more like a flat grip like this. kind of drop that roughly here in the center. Maybe this hand should actually be like, yeah, like this. That looks maybe a little more natural, right? Where are the elbows? Sorry, you can't see me doing this, but I keep like posing myself, holding my arms out to see where my limbs are falling. Elbows probably like right down around here. Something like that. It's probably leaning forward, huh? Doing a little bit of a lean. Something like there. Maybe exaggerate it a little more. Pull this out. What version of Blender is this? 3.2.2. Yeah, maybe one of his hands is like gonna be slightly more. Although that's such a minor detail, I don't think you'd even notice. Like that's something I have to constantly remind myself, is most people are not ever going to notice all these little like quirks of the animation. Somehow his elbow got all kinds of messed up here. Let's bring this over again. There, that's a more natural looking. Something like that, huh? Wonder how Goombas would look. Sorry, my dog is having a meltdown. Record your work while modding and upload it. Could be like a tutorial. I don't know if it would. There would be maybe like an edited version, but there's a lot of just like downtime. even just now, like it took me what 15 minutes to figure out why Link wouldn't release his bombs when he was throwing them anymore. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. I also kind of want like his hat to, yeah, come up just a little bit when he's throwing this, because he's gonna be like spinning his upper body around, right? There's gonna be some opposite force on the hat. Maybe not quite that exaggerated, but something like that. Sava, that is so great to hear. If if nothing else, if I can just inspire other people to get into modding, that's fine with me, because there are not enough Ocarina of Time ROM hacks in the world. And I want to play more of them, so I would love it if more people got into it. Okay. Let me keyframe this. And I'm gonna use this as like a reference object to help me with animating. You're gonna be like holding onto the chain. That's pretty long. Right, that's like too long, actually. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links? 5 chain links? That's too many, I think. How far when he's okay? So he's swinging this thing around, right? It's gonna be, yeah, slightly angled. How far in front of it should it be? Maybe just 3. 1, 2, 3. Even that's still so wide. That's so far. It's gonna be such a massive attack. Maybe just 2. 2 feels right. Let's go with 2. Sorry, totally muted myself there. Like I said, still working out the kinks here. Okay, so let's reduce this. This is too many chain links. How long did it take you to reach this level of modding? I mean, I've been a professional programmer for a while. So I wasn't starting from nothing. But I don't know. That's a difficult question to ask. Yeah, Drew, I think it might be too much range. Oh, actually, let me turn on screencast keys. Maybe some of you folks aspiring to learn Blender, this can help you. Okay, so we want to put that like right here in his hands. That's still a ton of range. I mean, compare that to his sword, right? Maybe it's not that bad. Sword's just like a little bit shorter. Although he's also not leaning this far out when he does the sword swing, so probably it's closer to like here. Yeah, it's basically like Big Oran's sword. It'll be fine. If I have to nerf it later, I'll just like, I don't know, make it do less damage or something boring like that. Hey Shamwell, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, sorry about my dog. I think she's calmed down a little bit. Anchors are like 1,000 pounds. Well, he's got the gold gauntlets, remember? Yeah. All right, let's see if I can set up like an animation constraint here. How to do this. Let's try this. We'll do some, let's add a pair of copy locations. And this first one is going to be on control and IKL. And we'll put this one and IKR. And we'll give each of these, this one is actually going to be full influence, and this one will be 0.5. Okay. Now, if I did this right, let's say I spin him at the waist. Nope, not working. Maybe this needs to be copy transforms, actually. Possible to create a weapon for Link that uses the same blue laser that those enemies use when you enter at Gaining Castle. Yeah, definitely possible. Might feel a little out of place, though. Make these copy transforms. I think it might need rotation data as well. Oh, well, good luck on your midterm, and yeah, thanks for popping in. Okay, that's not entirely what I wanted. Man, that's not gonna work either, huh? Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Okay, I'll just use that as a reference. I'm not gonna be able to animate it directly. That's fine. All right, first keyframe. I'm only gonna worry about the upper body animation because I want to blend it. I'm gonna only animate things from his torso up, or I guess his waist up, because I want him to be able to walk when he's swinging this thing around, right? So I'll play an animation on his lower skeleton and then blend that like walking animation with the swinging one so that he can walk and swing at the same time. All right, next keyframe. This one is gonna be off to the side. Let's try this. Yeah. Change my rotation to 3D cursor. Pop that guy over there. And he's gonna stay facing forward the whole time, right? So he's not gonna be leaning up. Instead, he's gonna be leaning to the side. Uh-oh. It's kind of coming apart there. Oh god. That's not what I want. Maybe I can just get his hips a little. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Rotate the hips. Let me actually move this just a smidge. No, actually I can't do that. I can't animate that bone. Even hips here, I'm unsure about. I think I need to leave that one alone as well. Okay. So this will just give, yeah, some slight swing. All right, let's move his arms over. Oh, turn this back to bounding box. Just a slight bend. This is the pose. This side poses are the ones that I'm the most worried about. Oh, actually, this is gonna needs to be way more. It's gonna have a pretty severe bend to it. Something like that. Because this arm is not going to reach all the way across his body. Its elbow in a logical place. Point it right there. You make a standing animation and a walking animation. I could, but I'd rather just make one because it's less work. Yeah, I guess he would be kind of holding it up by his ear, right? It's almost like one of these. You know what? He needs to start bending backwards actually. Because this arm needs to clear his head. So this needs to be like up here. Actually, I think by the time, yeah, at the halfway pose, this already needs to be above his head. Otherwise, it's just going to clip through his face. That's going to look horrible. Yeah, so this is the halfway. And his arms are not actually long enough to clear his gigantic head. So there's some clipping is inevitable here, I think. Oh, that's funny. I want these hands to be just a little bit closer together. Yeah, it's just gonna go right through his head, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything about that. We'll see. We'll see. Keyframe 2. Okay, now this one. Actually, let's skip ahead. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so this is the one where it's like fully over his head. Does the weapon have a name? Anchor and chain. No, it doesn't. I don't know yet. The elbows seem bent too much. Yeah, maybe. Once I get the keyframes in, we can see like the basic. Right. He's gonna be definitely leaning back for this one. These are kind of both. Both his elbows should be pointing out. His hands are like together. Okay. Yeah, these are gonna be pretty close together. Man, I can't. His arms are too short to. Oh, maybe I can lean him back just a bit more. There. Now it's kind of clearing. Something like that. Yeah, I guess I was thinking there's too much with your arms, but really you're kind of holding your arms are mostly above your head the whole time, right? So that very first pose I did probably needs to be revisited. That looks okay. That's another one. Okay, let's roll the upper body back the other way. Do you have any idea how many times I like do and redo everything? There's that I can count on one hand the amount of times I've like gotten something right on the first try. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. I feel like he's leaning too far forward in this guy. All right, let's just look at the keyframe silhouettes. Not bad. Not bad. It's a place to start. Yeah, the first one's too much though. I need to bring this back into reality just a smidge. It just needs to be holding this even higher, I think. Yeah, there's just gonna be a lot of clipping with this because the Link's model is not built for this kind of motion. Like his proportions are not realistic. So that's probably as good as it's gonna get. First frame looks like he's about to dive into a pool. Yeah, kind of did actually, huh? All right. Let's scale this out, see how it interpolates. Let's say 5. How long should one rotation last? Probably should be pretty quick, right? Like not much more than half a second. See how that looks. Not quite correct. There we go. This is what a disaster. This looks horrible. This This is the hardest animation I've ever done. God, look at his elbow. Okay, there's some very strange things going on with the elbows. It's so jarring, huh? Like straight, and then immediately down low. It's a little better. Right here, things start falling apart. This is probably because of I'm working in XYZ Euler instead of Quats, but I really don't want to work in Quats. It's almost like he's just going like straight forward. Maybe that works though. Let's see. He's still got some just like crazy movement going on with his hands, huh? Yeah, see, like this is the worst part right here. This transition from the side, it's almost like he just goes straight forward, right? It doesn't look right. Does not look natural. Maybe like that. Yeah, it would be quite heavy. I I don't actually know what the throwing is gonna look like. I'm just starting on the swing for now. And then the left elbow just flies up way too fast. Right there. It's like one frame of this elbow just doing weird stuff. Oh, now the other elbow. Dude, I need to work on my elbow in this rig because they are just all over the place, huh? Should come in more, huh? Like that. I mean, it's not awful. It's not great though. I know. Let's watch it again. You'll be behind him, right? Like here. Yeah, I think that's passable. That's totally passable. For now. Let's see how it looks in game. It's obviously not ready, but let's export it and play it and see how it looks. Animation. Mod assets, exports, link anims. Dang, I have a lot of custom animations already. How about that? That's exciting. Okay. Holds ball and chain. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to be normal carry weight. Yeah, so the hip and leg motion is intentionally static because I want to let those be animated by his normal like walking, and I'm not sure how well that's going to end up working out, but that's what I want to try. That way I only have to worry about animating his upper body, and I don't have to make like a separate walking animation while he's swinging. You know what I mean? How long have you been into programming? Over 15 years now. I started when I was very young. 14? I think, yeah, 14 or 15 is when I wrote my first programming language. Or, not programming language, first program. I have not written my own programming language. And I want to play the anchor swing. I mean, it's not entirely true. The last company I worked for, we created our own configuration language to script our traffic proxies. That was pretty fun. All right, chances that this works on the first try. This is a ROM hack, Omar. Nope. I do not need this at all. Get out of here. Yeah, thanks, Big C. I'm really excited too. This is a super fun project to work on. I think it's going to be very neat. Oh, that's come on, Kenton. 2, 3. These need to be on new lines. Let's just move it out of here and play it this way, just for testing. See what I'm doing wrong. I appreciate that again. And I'm not done. Okay. Still no. Okay. Let's try it this way. Just to like get this stupid thing playing. This is my fear. I think people thought that dev streams would be a lot more exciting than they are. It's mostly just me going back and forth, debugging, wondering why things don't work. Playing on upper scale. I disagree. It is not playing. All right, what's going on? Let me try just playing it on the lower one and see if the animation is like even correctly having data or something. There must be some other like part in this that is interfering. There we go. Dude, that's not bad. I mean, it's not, you know, outstanding. And you barely notice the clipping, I think. Heck yeah, I think that'll work, right? Hmm. It puts it right in the wait, setup Set up hold actor upper action. Set upper action. Oh, that's right. I need an upper action func for these. All right. Let's look at how I did this for Pegasus boots. Pegasus dash, that's what I call him. Pegasus dash, upper action func. This is what I want. Let me just try doing basically exactly this. Yeah, I'll figure out the item spinning part later. Here, so this is kind of a dilemma I have, right? Let me pull up the pull thing again. So the anchor's behavior and the chain is completely. I've got like a physics simulation running basically. I say physics simulation like it's some like really advanced thing, but it's actually not that complicated, or not that intelligent rather. But the point is that like its movement is simulated here, and I'm trying to decide how much of this weapon should have simulated physics and how much of it should be static animation data. I think once it like bonks off a wall or hits an enemy, for sure it should go into this like ragdoll state. But before that, I'm not sure. Like when Link is carrying it around, probably don't need to simulate that, right? Probably just animate that, attach it to his hand bone, and go from there. Sort of like this. Right now it's attached to his hip, which is why it looks so strange. Actually, let's just see what it looks like attached to his hand. Let's try it. Does Link hold items with his left or right hand? I think he holds it with his right hand. It's attached to his right hand. See how that looks. It's not rotating with him though. I can fix that. Let's just copy the rotation. Don't need this. Oh my gosh, spell player actor shape rod. Why? This isn't like the correct way to do it because his hand could certainly be like facing a different. Okay. He is left-handed. However, look which hand he holds items in. That's the right hand. Let's check again. Let's check the boomerang. Okay. Let's check Deku stick. I meant to say. Yeah, this is a right-handed batter stance. Right? He's standing at the plate like this. The ball's coming from that direction. I know he holds his sword with his left hand, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, Zell, let me show you it's not correct. Yeah. So there are actually chains, they're just flat planes. So I've gone back and forth on this. You can kind of see here around his, like how it's kind of just messing about there. Let me pull up my other blend file. Well, I mean, it's at the end of the day, he's going to be holding it with both hands, right? So this was my original model for the ball and chain. This ball I thought was actually pretty dope, and I'm probably going to use this for something else. But it was more of a ball and a steel rope, right? And it worked with this steel rope because I could just have like a bunch of segments like these. I actually, let me just show you what that looks like, because I am still set up to do that, and you guys can help me decide which one is better. I think the chain, I want to say the chain length with this is like 13. Looks like a cool Deku nut. Yeah. Oh, oops. Did I export this to the wrong place? Yep, sure did. Gameplay, Link Boy? Yeah. Yeah, so this is the ball and steel rope version, which I don't hate. And it is like it is a cleaner sim, right? Like it's more obvious. But there's something like for somebody said this in the chat. There's something charming about the the 2D chains. So I don't know, which one do you guys prefer? Do you like anchor and steel rope or anchor and chain? All the tools I use are indeed available to the public. Chains make more sense. I agree. Chains. 3 votes for chains. Yeah, I think so too. I wish that I had a better way to like account for the weird like separation problem, because I know exactly what Zell's talking about, and it drives me nuts. I it's like my biggest complaint with it. Yeah, okay. Let me try doing it perpendicular. So right, this is at whatever angle they're rotated at now. Let's draw them at 90 degrees. Oops, that's not correct. This is like 90-degree perpendicular, each chain link. I don't know. I feel like it still has the same problem. Just kind of depends on the camera angle that you hit it at, right? It's almost like I need to do some sort of like, not true billboarding, but use the billboard view matrix to influence their rotation, just like a slight amount, so you are never getting the view at them head on. The ball is actually accounted for in the simulation. The problem is I have it constrained to Link's hand, and Link is not a part of the simulation, right? So Link has infinite mass, so he just drags that thing around like it's no problem. But if Link was part of the simulation, this would be looking a lot different. We tried like just a slightly less severe, like let's go halfway. This might be the worst one yet. Those links are like invisible. I don't actually know if he can walk with the ball in Twilight Princess, or if he stays stationary. I don't remember. I did have a walk animation that I made before. I might want to change. Let me see if I still have that. Is it this one? Yeah. So this is the walk cycle that I made when he's carrying the chain, or well, carrying the ball. I don't know if it still makes sense to keep this with the anchor version. But yeah, there it is. He's carrying the giant ball. It took me so long to get his footsteps like falling down in a good way, but so maybe he holds the chain or holds the anchor the same way, like let me sketch this. Right, so the anchor would be like this. Or sitting in his hands like this. Something like this. Sorry, I'm not the greatest artist. You get the idea, right? He'd be like holding it from the bottom. Is there any reason I decided to make it be an anchor instead of the ball? Yeah. I went over this at the very beginning, but the inspiration for that is this other dungeon that I want to make, which is this abandoned ghost shipyard. And I wanted to have this be like on an old decrepit pirate ship, like this, where it's falling apart and it's made of wood, and the item you get would be the ball and chain, and you would use that to like break down, you know, boards that are falling apart or clear debris or stuff like that. And I kind of realized, like, if we're on a ship, maybe it should be the anchor, and like instead of finding just a random ball and chain, you go up on the deck and you see the anchor holding on to the side of the ship, and you just rip the anchor off the side of the ship and use that as the weapon. I kind of like just immediately fell in love with that idea, so I scrapped the ball and changed it into an anchor. Nice, cool. Yeah, I'll reach out to you after the stream. But yeah, if for those of you that have played Dark Souls 2, if you've been to the No Man's Wharf area, that's kind of like the vibe that I want to go for with this dungeon. And except there would just be like one absolutely massive ship in the center of the wharf, and that would be where the dungeon takes place, and the rest of the dock area is just kind of like the surrounding biome. And you make it so you can use the anchor as a grappling hook? You are asking a lot, my friend. I don't think so. Although, it is no secret that I hate the hookshot as an item, and I am trying to convince myself to just go ahead and get rid of it altogether. And if I do scrap the hookshot completely, the number one thing that I've been thinking about replacing it with is the grappling hook, like the Wind Waker style grappling hook. Oh, I remember when I wanted to test something out. I wanted to know like how long I could make the chain before the simulation starts to actually lag. Let's do 120. Yeah, the hookshot. My criticisms are it's like slows down gameplay a lot, and I think that I can do a better job with more interesting movement mechanics, especially with like the Rock's Feather. My motivation for a lot of the items in Indigo so far is to like have really crisp and fluid feeling movement. So the Rock's Feather helps with that, and then just like, I don't know, if you're running and like jumping and double jumping all over the world, and then you stop, pull out a hook shot, aim with a goofy, you know, inverted control stick, it just slows down and interrupts gameplay so much. I don't like it. Yeah, we do have a story planned. I have a giant story proposal right here, Indigo storyline proposal, but I'm not going to show that to you because some things I have to keep for the final release. Story is one of them. Mechanics, items, and stuff, I don't mind showing that off. I think that's fun, but you gotta wait for the story. Yeah, decomp audio. So far, I've got sound effects working. Music is still not all the way there. I would like I love the idea of decomp audio, and that's why I like really wanted to use it. but I still don't have a great workflow for doing replacements of and new music and stuff like that. But I'm working on it with MN Golden Eagle. I don't know if MN is still in the chat here, but he is the actual brains behind Decomp Audio. So I'm just kind of following him around like a sick puppy, asking and begging for help every so often. Yeah, Z-targeting the objects that you want it to latch onto, that's a good idea. Another friend of mine is working on a hack, and they've got that as part of theirs. But I don't know. I'm still not convinced. Where does Indigo come from? I wish I had a great backstory for you, but it was just a color that I picked when I released the demo because I didn't have a name for the demo. And then I when I released it, I needed a name, and Indigo is like a pretty cool color. So that's all the story there is behind the name. That said, however, I have really kind of grown attached to it since then, and I've started theming like the main evil and some of the other like evil biomes, like this poison mushroom swamp, around this indigo color scheme. And especially, let me show you this final area concept. The scar. You probably, if you play the demo, you remember there was a couple references to the scar. This will be like the final zone, and all the colors that you would encounter here would have this like indigo hue in some capacity that I'm really digging a lot. So I think even if Indigo as the name of the final game doesn't stay, that color is going to continue to play a pretty big part in it. Dang, 120 chain links, and I'm still keeping 20 FPS. Let me go into a zone that's not so trivial. It's like a heavy one. Let's go to Skyloft. Go to the laggiest room in the game. Actually, it's going to be a pain to get there. Go to the second laggiest room in the game. I don't want to solve all those puzzles. Okay. For some reason, these 4 keys in this spinning platform, just the collision engine really does not like it. And it is so slow. I had to do a ton of work to like get this room to stay at a consistent 20 frames per second. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, as soon as that thing look at that, drops all the way down to 13. Okay. So 120 chain links is probably not gonna fly. Yeah, this is unplayable. I think the frame rate being so low is like really affecting the simulation. Look how much stretching. This is fine, actually, right? Okay. $120 is too much. Yeah, so I heard you, the audio setup that you have is working really well. I was chatting with Robertson about it. Robertson, with like the the streaming MP3s or whatever you get going. That's like super nice. That's really impressive. Yeah, by the way, for the rest of you that are here, Zell was like pivotal when I was first getting started with modding. And I would not be doing this if it wasn't for for Zell's help. So definitely recommend checking out the work that they've done. Some pretty impressive stuff. Why does it stretch? Good question. It is a trick. So the simulation is not very accurate, and it gets more accurate the more times I run it. And instead of running it like 20 iterations per frame to get like a good accurate simulation, I have a little bit of a cheat where I stretch the chains ever so slightly based on how poorly the simulation is doing to kind of hide the fact that the chains are separating. So if I remove this part actually, and then show you this again, you'll see it's going to be really the chains start to like separate. So I fake kind of put a draw band-aid over the fact that the simulation is falling down. Let's see if I can like get. Yeah, right here, it's really obvious, right? See this separating distance? If I change simulation steps, instead of 5, I do like 25, that will completely fix that problem. But for every one that I need to, like the more simulation steps, it's just a trade-off with performance, which you are no stranger to. Oh. Swing that out. Yeah, see, even at 25, they're still separated a little bit. They're not quite able to pull themselves all the way back together. So anyway, way too long of an explanation for that, but that's why. Cool. Okay, I'm probably gonna be wrapping up soon for the night. I'm happy with the swinging animation. Obviously, the ball and chain still needs a ton of work, but I guess for like the last couple of minutes here, if there's anything you guys wanna know or want me to show you about the project and how my modding workflow is set up, I would be happy to go over that. Oh, Oni Helix, are you not aware of what I have already replaced the iron boots with? Zora's flippers. It still has the same iron boots functionality, except now you can swim on the way down a little bit. What VM software is that? Not using any virtual machine, but if you're talking about the emulator, it's Project 64. Oh, I can show you some cool tech one of the testers discovered that I was originally going to patch out of the game, but I thought it was like so neat from a potential speedrunning perspective that I've decided to leave it in. Let me see if I can do this. So if you dolphin jump and then bonk, you can do a feather jump out of the bonk and get up to areas that you normally couldn't. Yeah. So I was gonna patch that, but I think I'm gonna leave it in actually because it's pretty cool. Now just be aware of it when I'm designing maps, so I don't like leave in any too big of skips. But you know, maybe to get to like a certain chest early or something, I'll let you do this trick. I think it's really neat. Make Link punch like it's Goron Link. I thought about that. I do have basically equivalents for now Zora Link and Goron Link. Goron Link has the Pegasus boots. So the only one I'm missing now is Deku Link, and I don't really know if I want to do anything with that. I think it's kind of fine it is, but yeah, if you haven't seen the Pegasus boots, I'm also very happy with this item. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, actually, let me show you that Easter egg as well. I kind of messed it up by switching to the flippers, but this is another dumb. So I've shown you one of them already, which is the quick put away fix. But there's actually like a ton of glitches and edge cases I've put into the game where if you do dumb things, like let me just show you. You take off the boots in the middle of Pegasus Dash. Oops, I botched it. So you get some weird behavior, and then Tail like basically shames you for being an idiot. And there are probably a dozen of these that we've already implemented, and we are having so much fun doing it. There's going to probably be like 50 or more of them in the final game, just like these. Basically, it's Tail is the developer's voice of telling the player that you're a dumbass. And I love it. Cool. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for me tonight. But I had fun. I'll try to do more. Normally I stream on Twitch, but I'll try to start doing some more on YouTube, because I think able to get way more people watching on YouTube, which is interesting. So cool. I will let you guys go. Take care. I'll see you next time.